Okay, so today we're going to be teaching the Bobo Switch. This is a technique from JB Bobo's Modern Coin Magic, and it's a really cool technique, and it has a special place in my heart because I live near where he lived before he passed away in 1996. I remember reading this book as a small child, and then whenever I moved to Texas, found out that I lived not that far from where he worked and lived himself, and that a lot of my colleagues here in North DFW also knew him, and he was apparently a very prolific child performer here. He did a lot of magic for schools, and that's what he was mostly known for and what he made his money doing. Modern coin magic, if you don't know, is considered the coin magician's Bible. It's the coin magician's equivalent of the expert at the card table for card magicians. So an amazing book. If you don't have it, I have a link in the description below where you can go check it out. This is in the public domain. It's one of those things that kind of fell through the cracks as far as renewing copyright protections, and so it's in the public domain, and I'm free to teach this on there. I know some magicians may not like that I'm doing it. There's that. The Bobo Switch is a very powerful technique for switching any small object for any other small object. It doesn't just have to be coins. Coins are what it's traditionally used with, but it can also be used to change coins into die, or to change one coin into another coin, or to change one small object into really any other small object. It could be a thumb drive into a piece of candy. It really doesn't matter. So let your imagination go wild. You saw a couple of examples in the little short teaser at the beginning of this video. Really spend some time and think about all the things that you can do with it. Very versatile technique. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the Bobo Switch. So let's show you the switch. Let's say I've got just this, I don't know, this is a centavo, and I just squeeze like this, and now it changes into a die. I'm going to use these two objects because they're really easy to track, and there's no confusion about which one is which, especially with the shininess of the coins with these studio lights. It can be difficult to tell silver from copper, so I thought I'd just use an entirely different object. So here's what you need to do. It's really simple. The ring and pinky are going to hold onto the object in kind of a grip there, and they're going to be isolated from the rest of the fingers. The middle, index, and thumb are all separate, and that's to manipulate the object in your opposite hand. For me, this is in my right hand, and the coin I'm going to change rests in the left hand, or object I'm going to change rests in the left hand. The actual machinations of this technique are pretty simple and straightforward. The thing that really you have to pay attention to is the rhythm. That's what makes this deceptive. You notice how I have this kind of flow to how I do it. 1, 2, 3, and there's no variation in change or pace between whenever I'm tossing the object for real and whenever I switch it for the opposite object. That's what I'm talking about. You have to have the same rhythm each time, and that kind of adds to the deceptiveness. You're going to be gripping the object that you want to change. This could be a coin, a candy, a die, whatever it is, in the ring and pinky finger right here. It's just kind of a grip. It's just a natural fingers curled grip. You're not death gripping it or trying to make a fist around it, but it should be enough that it looks natural that you're going to manipulate the object with these 3 fingers here. 1, 2, and then toss. And then all I'm doing is I'm retaining the object that I want to switch, and on the last beat I'm dropping the other object in my hand and then quickly closing my fist around it. Done at speed, that shouldn't look like very much. Again, you're watching this on video and you're burning my hands, and so there might be something to see, but in real life this flies no problem whatsoever. You saw in the video I did a couple of different things. I did a regular coin into a bent coin, which is a fantastic use for it, changing one object to another, changing the color. Really fantastic technique. Give it a try. Film yourself doing it if you want and send it to me on my Instagram. I'd love to see it. Okay, so that was the Bobo Switch. A really powerful technique for changing any small object into any other small object. Give it a try. In fact, if you want to film it and send a video to me on my Instagram, I'd love to see people practicing this and trying it out. It makes me feel good to know that I'm actually affecting change and actually teaching stuff, that people don't just watch this and then forget about it, but actually are trying these techniques that I'm sharing in these videos. So if you are somebody who is not camera shy and wants to shoot something and send it over to me, I have a link for my Instagram page down below where you can send that to me, and I'd love to see it. Also, you'll see some links in the description. There's some stuff that went over in this video, including the Modern Coin Magic Handbook, which you can get, I have a link down below. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for checking me out. I really appreciate you coming and seeing what I'm all about. And if you're returning, thank you so much for returning. Of course, I really appreciate you sticking around with me through this crazy journey and interacting with me in the comments and the live streams, which I'm going to be doing more often. I'm actually going to try to do live streams, I think, every Thursday at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. That seems to be the best window for me to be able to do these live streams uninterrupted from my son, who is... He's 2.5 and he gets out of bed about 14 million times a night. If you have any kids, you know what I'm talking about. But 10 p.m. seems to be he's good and out, and I can do these videos as long as I want without interruption. So I hope to see you guys there at those. Don't say I didn't warn you. Right? I'm talking to you. Tuesdays at 10 p.m. So please come check me out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Be well.